Welcome back, everybody. With us here on Cape Rugby TV. Just before the break, we were taking a look at some of the action footage there from False Bay. All right, Jerome, let's just talk about that. False Bay in training. Nice to see the clip there. Obviously, a lot of turnout as usual. I mean, False Bay is pretty good at making sure that they've got their whole team, the community. They're pretty good at making sure that they have that whole active vibe at False Bay. The gees. I mean, a few people have said from False Bay that they think they've got too much gears.
Yeah, look, one thing that they have got gears, and one good thing for them is, which I know, if the players go to the training field, they take their wives, their kids, their girlfriends, because they've got a nice restaurant there, a nice bar. So the whole family go when it's training time. So they all go and relax there. After work, the whole family goes, which is good, because then it's not like your boyfriend is away from you for 2 hours or whatever. You can see where
Is that important? Is that important in the rugby space that you must bring some? You know, it is Valentine's Day today.
It is, eh?
Can you imagine? I mean, there's probably a lot of clubs actually training today. Tonight?
Yeah, look, I don't know. I hope not, because then the wives or the girlfriends are not going to be happy.
This is a serious matter.
Maybe at Falls Bay they will be happy, because
I'm in trouble myself.
They can go.
We're on air at the moment. You're in trouble. We're both in trouble. Yeah. But it's that glue. It's that sort of fun stuff that makes club rugby work. But False Bay has been very good at making sure. I mean, the administrative machine seems to be working. You know, one of the things that I must say is that we requested these clips from False Bay last night at, I think, 5 o'clock in the evening from Michael Stagmeyer, their club manager, I think. And like clockwork, by 8 o'clock, or in fact during the training session even, the videos were starting to come to us.
Yeah, that's great. I hope more of the clubs can do that, because it's good to see what they are doing. And I mean, they're all busy, so it's quite easy, as we say, to just record your sessions.
So if we just talk about, as an example, a guy like Michael Stagmeyer, he probably doesn't want to hear us talking about him now, but he was a manager at Hamilton's for quite a long time, manager at False Bay now, clearly comes with a lot of experience.
Yeah, he's also been at Villages for a while.
Right.
So he's got a lot of experience, and he knows. And it's been quite a while at Falls Bay now.
Yeah.
And so is the whole sort of management. I think Falls Bay was one of the clubs who got it right. The whole management is the same people stay there. And I think what they're good at is, like, Mike Stegmeyer is basically running the club, the facility. He's managing, he's looking after the kid, looking after all that. So he's got this specific role that he do. Yeah. So no one mix into his, because you know what he do. And also another good thing is, which False Bay is good at, they use their ex-players. I know Ashley, I've spoke to Ashley Wiles a few weeks ago. He's the head coach now at False Bay. He's an ex-player there. I used to coach Ashley at Western Province. So they use that people, and they use
even
their
a guy like
community.
Dylan Freiling, for example, who played at False Bay for years, is now coaching the Sevens.
Exactly. So that is great. It just shows that that's why the club is successful.
Yeah.
I mean, last year they struggled a bit, but I mean, they're always successful, and I think they're going to be successful this year again. But this is club rugby. This is what club rugby is about. Not infighting, but trying to get trying just to do whatever everybody is supposed to do, and do your job.
Yeah, so one of the things important when you talk about doing your job is making sure that your club's executive committee has got specific roles. Now, I know that Western Province Rugby has got some educational sessions coming up where they will be specifically looking at the role of the chairperson, the role of the vice chair, the role of the secretary, the treasurer, the match, I think you guys call it the relationship manager, the club captain and the captain of the club, but identifying those roles in a club environment is obviously very important.
No, exactly. Just an example: if club coaches, the coaches come to the sessions that we have, whether it's the 8PC or at the Sports Science Center, we don't talk anything about the administration stuff. It's surely coaching, whether it's skills or whether it's a breakdown or whether it's. But it's just coaching. We just talk coaching there.
But if you are at a club and you don't know, I mean, if we just think about any community sport club, Most people are volunteers, volunteering to work at a club. They've got a full-time day job, and now you still have to worry about administering a club. You've got to think about a lot of things around compliance. You've got to make sure that you're sticking to your constitution, that you're having your meetings, that you're setting up agendas, that you're distributing minutes. All of those things are absolutely vital for any club before the club even begins to play their first game.
Exactly, JP. Another example, getting to Henson Hearts last night. The whole, the chairman is there, the whole executive is there, and they went into their boardroom. They had the discussion, but their meeting, whatever they were talking, the coaches were on the field.
So important to keep these two separate.
Exactly.
Keep the leaders on the one side. Obviously, coaches are leaders as well. Folks, we're going to talk a lot more about club rugby administration in the weeks to come up. Of course, absolutely vital that all of those compliance factors are in place. So whether you're talking rugby or any other sport code in the country, critical to have those things in place. So very important. One of the clubs that, of course, managed to send us some clips, once again, thanks to Gino Topley from Titans Rugby Football Club. Looks like Titans is getting so much exposure. We're going to have to see this year whether or not Busy Corner is again the sponsor for Titans. All that is still going to be seen during the year as the clubs start sending us their jerseys. But here's a little clip for you from Titans Rugby Football Club. Just a reminder, folks, if you are looking at this, remember, we are a community TV channel, and we focus on our clubs and our community. And so we quite often ask our clubs to send us community-generated content. In fact, that's the kind of content that you'll see all over the world at the moment. You'll see it all over YouTube and so on. So when you look at the footage, just know that this is the original footage. These clips that we get and are made and sent to us by our club rugby family, friends, and community. So we encourage that. And of course, this is one way that our clubs can get exposure in an easy manner so that they can go to local business like Busy Corner and try and get some sponsorship. But Jerome, Gino Topley and his team, again there, footage, a little bit dark, but that doesn't matter to us. What's important to us is that Titans Rugby Football Club just got 2 minutes of exposure on Cape Town TV.
No, that's great, and it's great to see the amount of players they have. And I must say, well done to them. I think it's great planning because it started to get darker earlier now.
Yep.
So I could see when they started, it was light. They used the ball. They did some lineouts and they did some stuff with the ball. Because in the dark you can't. So then when it's dark, they did the plank, they do their core, they did all sort of exercise. So swap it around.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong, but use your time because they come in 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock, and now it starts to get a little bit darker quicker. So
yes.
it's great planning of them.
I love that. I love that there's a bit of common sense there. And this is where I say, Jerome, that you are a DIY expert because you just did a bit of DIY there on how club stuff works. All right, so folks, yeah, a little tip there, DIY tip from Jerome. This is not your Decro DIY tip, but a little DIY tip there from Jerome for the coaches that are out there. Do your ball skills while it's light, and then, of course, your more physical stuff when it's getting a little bit darker. The other option is to write a letter to the city and ask them to give you big floodlights. There's also a DIY tip for you. We'll be back after the break, back in a sec.